Hey everybody, this is Kara Crossway Brindle. I am part of Supervisionary and the Empowerment Model of Clinical Supervision. Today I have a guest with us today who is Catherine Moore. Hi, Catherine.
Hi.
And we're going to talk about something pretty cool that she's built because I want all of our subscribers and the mental health community at large to know what you're doing. So let's start with you introducing yourself, Catherine.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. My name is Catherine Moore. I'm an LCSW based out of sunny Southern California. And I I've been a social worker since 2009. So a couple years in the field.
Right. We're here. We're still here. That's a good sign that you're still doing the work.
Yeah, exactly. We survived the burnout. We are here stronger than ever. And recently we started the RISE directory for clinical supervisors. So I'm really excited about that.
Yes. And obviously that's what brought us together because we have that shared love for clinical supervision. Can you tell our viewers what inspired you to create the directory?
Yes. So when I finally became eligible to offer clinical supervision services here in California, I was super stoked, very excited. And I began to look into the research. I wanted to be the best possible clinical supervisor I could. So I wanted a hub of everything that I needed to know in order to be successful and to market myself, because I didn't want to pay all this money, do all this research, get these certifications, and then have it be crickets, like where do people know about me? Because I wasn't specifically connected to a big agency where I would do it. I just wanted to do it on my own. And I realized that there really wasn't a hub for clinical supervision. And I began to think, well, no wonder we don't have clinical supervisors. No wonder there's a shortage of quality clinical supervisors because there's no place for them to market themselves. Even if they did go through all of this, extra investment and money and time, there's no place for them to really share, hey, I'm open for business.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so instead of going the clinical supervision route, I switched gears into creating this platform, which became the RISE directory. And the vision for it is really to be the hub for clinical supervision. We have a lot of resources on the website already. So we have contracts and clinical supervision trackers and a lot of different tools that are going to be really helpful for, especially if you're just starting out or if you're a new supervisee and your supervisor kind of isn't, up to date or savvy with the tools. So we're there to really help support that and really support the clinical supervisors because what we found is that a lot of people were feeling really isolated in the field, that they're lonely. There's not that camaraderie. It's not very easy. Like I said, it's not easy to find fellow clinical supervisors. So we started offering the support group, so the peer consultation support groups and
Nice.
And workshops. So yeah, lots of exciting things happening.
Yes, and I know the workshops are one of the things we're co-collaborating on when it comes to the empowerment model and having that be a part of the workshops you offer to your supervisors in the platform or the hub. So I imagine that sense of community is pretty important, and that was one of the inspirations for you to say, "Hey, this is not really present right now. There's a need, it's a pain point to address." What sets RISE directory apart from some of the other directories that kind of have popped up here and there now that we're all telehealth?
Yes, I know there's a lot of them popping up now. What sets us apart is one, it's owned by a fellow mental health professional, fellow social worker. And two, we really care about the clinical supervisors. So we're not in it to make a quick buck. We're not in it to exploit our members. We really want to create that space that nurtures the clinical supervisors, that really gives you what you need, and to just be that hub to go to for support, for tools, for extra trainings, for peer consultations. So I feel like we really care about the clinical supervisors. We're not just a directory that you're going to pay us money for.
Right. There's a lot of awesome things woven within there to make it feel more like a community. So when we talk
Exactly.
about the audience, I'm hearing clinical supervisors. Is it all different designations, LCSW, LPC, all those kinds of things?
So it really depends on where you are. It is open to everybody as long as you're able to supervise social workers in your state.
Ah,
So, for example, in California, you can be an LPC and supervise social workers for a set amount of hours. However, I know in Florida, it has to be an LCSW.
right. And Colorado is the same, where it's like you have to be an LCSW, which I know will eventually work towards changing that yet again. But I know that just got reinstated in September of 2021. So it was reviewed here. But yeah, it was a really met with demand of how do we make sure that the LCSW supervisors can connect back to the LSWs, and telehealth made that much easier in our state, for example.
Yes,
Absolutely.
exactly. And that's the other thing too, is just staying up to date on all these different rules and regulation changes. And so part of the vision is to be able to provide those updates for every state. But for right now, it's just me. So, so we're open to interns if you want to be the one to provide supervision updates for your states.
There you go. Yes, we're like, please collaborate with me on this. This is a big project. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
What is one of your biggest goals for this year, for 2022, as we're talking about the RISE directory?
Really to increase the awareness of what we're doing and how we're changing the clinical supervision industry. So our clients, right, clinical supervisors are extremely busy. So getting their attention and saying, hey, this is a new resource available for you, take advantage. It's very difficult to get their attention.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So just having people say, oh, check out the RISE directory. It's a new resource. And having that happen amongst the community would be fabulous. That's the goal for 2022.
Awesome. Well, I will send all the good vibes that can happen, and that people, especially with videos like this, that we can feature awesome things like the RISE directory so people know it exists and can find out more information, which leads to that next question of, if they want to learn more, where's the best place to find the RISE directory?
We are at risedirectory.com. Go on there. You can sign up for free if you're offering clinical supervision for social workers. You can browse the resources for free, browse the clinical supervisors for free. We'll never charge you to go on there to browse. That's the other thing that sets us apart, is you can just go on. We're an open book, right? We're not going to hide our clinical supervisors and make you sign up for our email list to view the directory. And same thing, if you're listed on the directory, we're never going to charge you for your referrals. Some platforms, they say, hey, Kara, you have someone who's interested, pay us X amount of money to get their name. Yeah. Which again, I'm not about squeezing money out of my fellow colleagues.
Well, I'm sure they all appreciate it. And I can speak, for, at least for myself, that I love the transparency. I think that's very much about authenticity and integrity, really. So I will make sure to include the RISE directory information below this video. Any last thoughts for our viewers who might be interested or just wanting to hear more about clinical supervision?
Yeah, definitely check out the RISE directory. We are changing the industry, because right now, I just want you to know that you're never stuck, right? You're never stuck in a toxic relationship with a clinical supervisor. You're never stuck at a job that doesn't offer clinical supervision. There are options for you. And same thing, if you want to be that clinical supervisor for someone, there is this platform that you're able to get the word out about your services, and you're able to help the future generation of our mental health professionals really grow and thrive.
Yes, so important. And thank you for what you do. I mean, it sounds like you're kind of a one-person show right now when it comes to keeping it all up to date. And that's a big project. So yes, I admire that.
It is. And thank you so much. I did want to mention to the what do you call watchers?
Viewers?
YouTubers? Viewers, there you go. I'm in podcast, so I'm not familiar with the terms, but the viewers, that we do have a training with you coming up on the empowerment model of clinical supervision. Yes. And that'll be on June 24th, 2022. So we're really excited about that.
Yes. And that's where I'm going to make sure this video goes out with plenty of time so people can join us in that, because I think it's going to be great. It's going to be nice to get back into those webinars and the live trainings, because I miss those. So thank you for that opportunity.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, Catherine, it was so nice to have you here. I'll make sure people have the links so they can check out the RISE directory even more fully with all those resources that you named. And viewers, stay tuned for more featured videos of all things clinical supervision. We'll see you next time.